be like, here's some advice, versus like, when is it like, hey, I hear you, like that must be so frustrating, like let me know how it turns out.
Can I respond to that?
Yeah.
So I can't like dictate like, you know, a prescribed like when is it appropriate. I know for me, like if that actually is a statement that was said to me by one of my colleagues, and she said it enough times where I had to start thinking about like how is it that I can, and it wasn't necessarily that specific comment, but she just had a lot, like she really took personally the statements that were made about gay people, to the point where like she felt like it was a personal attack against her, and it was destroying relationships in her class versus building. So for me, just trying to figure out, because I saw how it was impacting the culture of her classroom, and the students noticed that it was a trigger for her, and so they used it to avoid work, and so really just like trying to figure out like a way to engage and empower. And what ended up happening was that my school, it became enough of an issue. Like it wasn't just her class, like kids, I mean, referred to any and everything as like that's gay. And so my school ended up, in response to lots of teachers' strong reactions to that, created like a student alliance where they were empowering students to educate and empower students. So like the students educate each other and share personal stories, and students are much more receptive to that. They do all these activities where it's like a time we were marginalized, and a time where, and like kids who like were throwing around like that shit is gay, like started to really take a look in the mirror, because it was coming from their peers, and it wasn't just focused on like, you know, being gay or sexual orientation. It was like focused on so many other ways to be like oppressed and marginalized, and they really responded to that.
I also have an idea to go for that. So when I was in middle school, I went to a charter middle school for underprivileged children in Providence, and both of my teachers, my English teacher was a lesbian, and my math teacher, who was gay. And a lot of kids, a lot of my classmates will always make comments to that, and you know, the same thing, like that's so gay and all this stuff. So what ended up happening is that I noticed that the teachers changed the curriculum. So we read a book. I forgot what book it was, but it was about the guy that he was put on the fence, and then they killed. I'm not sure, but it was about something about like how he was like killed in a fence by a bunch of guys. And then they had a nonprofit come in, and they had a little talk with us too, and they were like, I want you guys to tell me, when you see me, what's the first thing you think about me? And we would say, oh, you have nice hair, blah, blah, and then they would end up telling us, oh, I'm also gay. So then in that like engagement of like, this is real life, and you know, I'm your teacher, I'm gay, I'm your teacher, I'm lesbian, but look at how oppressed we are as well. It completely stopped, and everybody was like, everybody like wrote them apology letters, and everybody was like, I'm so sorry.
And so that's kind of where like we have to like, yes, we might have really strong reactions to some of the things that we witness or hear from our colleagues, but then managing that to the point where like we can figure out a way to like enlighten and empower, and like use it as an opportunity not to educate them, but they are also responsible, like our colleagues are responsible for educating children. And like, so just having the courage to check other people, but also being open and vulnerable to being checked when we say things that are not appropriate or like offensive. But the power in that, right, is that like that teacher, you know, those teachers had an opportunity to enlighten other people as well as their students. Which makes our world, it sounds cliche, but truly a much better place to be. Other last thoughts?